I was a top 10 leader of a company, and it was a unilevel. Unilevel means you sell product, you get a percentage. You sponsor people, they sell product, you get a percentage of that. So, we start with a 5-level unilevel, and you're going to get a little bit of Comp 101 today, but we have the unilevel over here, and here's you with your business. It's just you starting with. You sell some product. Traditionally, people would get retail. You would buy it, from the company for $50. You'd sell it for $85, and you get the difference. And in that case, it's $35. You put that in your pocket. Well, the problem is, in a home-based business, a lot of people you're talking to are family and friends. So now you're talking to your mom. Your mom's like, hey, give me the best price. And you're like, okay, I'll give it to her for my price so you don't make any money. And then now it's your sister. She says, give it to the best price. You say, okay, now it's your best friend. And so what we did, and it's really been a great move, is we came up with a loyal customer. And this was a few years ago. I brought in the leaders, and I said, look, I want to sell you on a concept. And so you have to trust me a little bit here. I said, I'm going to take away your retail money. I go, whoa, wait a minute. Now think about retail was just your own efforts. So if you sold 10, 20, 30 retail sales a month, you made the difference. I said, give me that money, and what I'm going to do for you is, when you get a loyal customer, I'm going to put it on the first level of this unilevel, which our first level pays 10%. And if you personally sponsor that, which these customers are yours, we give you an additional 5%. So you're going to get 15% on these loyal customers. And for people to get this best price, so now your mom says, hey, I want the best price. You say, Mom, I can give you the same price I get wholesale. The only thing is we want you to try the product for at least 3 months. So what I was doing was taking the retail away, but guaranteeing you at least 3 sales now. Now what's exciting about the loyal customer is we're building that. See, we wanted 3 months because we know it takes that to be a habit. They want to be on the vitamin long enough. They want to be on the greens long enough. They want to be using the applicator long enough. So we said 3 months. We also put in the perks program. They stay at least 6 months. They get money back. It's just like some of these credit card, you get points and you can buy other product. We do that for 6 months. We do it. See, we want these customers for life. We don't want a 3-month minimum. We don't want 3 months to redo, 3 months to redo. On average right now, our customers are staying over 7.2 months. So they gave up 1 sale to get 7. Now what they also gained was their people are doing the same thing. So now instead of a 1 retail sale that one of their team members did, they're getting at least 7 months off that. So this has been a huge program for us, and I think Doug told me the other day we've had over 45,000 loyal customers this year come through. So I mean we're winning the battle there, and the attorney generals love us because our ratio of customers to distributors is so high. A lot of your network marketing companies, their distributors are their only customers. They may have 2,000 customers, but they're also the distributors. Well, the attorney generals don't like that because it looks like they're just swapping money. They're not really wanting it as a product. They're wanting it because they're the rep. With us, each of our reps have such a high amount of customers, so that's exciting.
Do you have a number, Mark, the ratio? Because that is a huge selling point. When you talk to anybody that already does network marketing of any sort, they understand that it's the distributors they sign up have to make the consumption to get the revenue.
Yeah.
But with us, it's not the case at all. We have customers.
Yeah. I don't know what I used to spout that off all the time. Do you remember what the latest one we did?
Chris, did you tell me like 10 to 1?
10 to 1? Okay. I didn't want to shoot that because in my head, we're doing so much in the industry and positioning right now for different things that I've got a lot of numbers in my head. It's like, I was a math major, and calculus was easy, but I'd watch his calculus teacher couldn't add, and I'd be like, how can you be that brilliant and not add? I feel like that guy now. I feel like, okay, now what is the basic there? Because my brain right now is we're working on international, these other numbers, and we're excited where we're taking this.
And I'll tell you guys, that is a huge selling point. When you tell somebody that knows, that understands the network marketing industry, and you tell them that it's a 10 to 1 customer ratio to distributors, man, they're like, wow, you'll see their jaws drop. Yeah. That's pretty much unheard of.
That's awesome. And I love this program because what also happens is they become a product of the products, and now a lot of them will come back and become distributors. So that's an exciting part of that. So the unilevel, we pay down 5 levels. We go down 5, and the 6th level is what we call an infinity bonus, and that's 2%. So I think it's 10, 10, 5, 5, 5, and then the infinity bonus goes to 10. A lot of companies, that's all they have is a unilevel. Especially in the old days, that's what they would do. So what did that mean, unilevel? Means you would sponsor a person here. When I first started, I had like 5 people I sponsored. I sponsored my brother-in-law. I sponsored my best friend, who happens to be sitting in the back of the room, Mr. Adams, who is one of our investors and founders of our company. I'll tell you about that in a minute. And then I met a lady at the grocery store, and I sponsored her. And she was just telling me life stuff and whatever, and I told her a little bit about the company, and she said I want in. So I sponsored this lady. And so those, I was making, as they sold product, I would make 10%. If I personally sponsored them, another 5, so 15%. So I'm getting paid on my efforts, loyal customers, I'm getting paid on efforts of people I bring in. Now, they were duplicating the same thing, so they're out sponsoring, and that now would be my second level. It'd be this person's first level, my second, so I get 10 there, and as this keeps working down, so, you know, this is where Donald Trump said this thing's huge, because you can leverage people. You know, it used to be that way in real estate. You could go out and buy $1 million property for maybe $100,000. You know, you could get $1 million of value by just putting a down payment, and then you had the rest in a mortgage. Well, today, the way real estate is, you know, that's not the way to leverage anymore, and people are getting hurt. With this, you can still leverage. You know, I tell people you can be a talent scout. You get a good person in here. Nathan, name just somebody that's sponsored a bunch of people for you. Just
Carol Percy.
All right, how many she sponsored?
On our first level, probably 20.
All right, so here's someone he brings in named Carol, and she's sponsored 20 people. So whatever product they're selling, they're getting a percentage. So it's like planting a seed. Chris, who's somebody in yours that you sponsored someone and they sponsored a bunch?
Sponsored a bunch, Faith Burns. No,
Okay.
We'll go with Faith.
All right. So Dave, who's someone in yours?
Shay and Tim.
And they sponsored how many?
50.
50 people. So you may be sitting there and saying to yourself, I don't know 50 people, but you may know one that knows that 50. So that was what was exciting about the unilevel. Now the downturn of the unilevel is you got to cut it off somewhere. You can't just keep paying percentage on level, or the company wouldn't be healthy. And you know what you want, what you're striving for, is you want a healthy company. I called it the golden goose. You got this company that you got to keep alive, because that's who makes your paychecks. So you want them paying out enough that you're making money, and you want to be healthy there. What they say is healthy is about 43 to 47%. So every dollar, that's what should be paid out. We're in that 49 to 51%. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, good seeing. So about 51%. So we're a little high, but you know, we're staying healthy there, and people are happy because of the money that's being paid out. So this is the unilevel. Now the negative to this is when you got passed down here. And in the beginning, you're first starting, you don't care about that because you got 1, 2 people and you know them both. But it starts growing quickly. And again, what's nice about this group is you got a lot in here that have already developed that. You know, I don't know if you guys have any idea. Have any idea how deep you are, Chris?
We're about 21 deep now.
21 levels. That means somebody who sponsored someone who sponsored someone, 21 levels deep. Dave, any idea?
We're around there too.
Around there too. So
I must be 22.
I would say, because they're underneath, then he's going to have one and say, I'm a little more than that. All right, good. See, you get good people that work together. So this is a unilevel that will go, but you'll hear these words sometimes in networking, and there's blockage. Somebody could, or somebody, you know, promotes to a level, and they kind of cut away from you, and that could happen. If another emerald came up, they'd go 6 levels deep, and then they would start getting the 2% instead of you. So this was an okay plan. This is what I was under when I started, and you know, I look back, I got paid quarter, 5% down here on this 5th level. You know, so we're paying out 10, maybe 15 personally sponsored, 10, 5, 5, 5, the 2 bonus. So we're paying out a real healthy percentage there that we're excited about. But then we started saying, okay, what can we do when that starts happening? Because in other companies, sometimes you didn't want someone to promote. You wanted to because you're a team and you want success for them, but they broke away from you, and you're like, oh, we don't want breakaway. So we were trying to say, okay, what would happen for us then? So we brought in what's called generational. At the time, I had not dealt with that, but I really liked it, because what generationals does is I tell people all the time, you know, if you're just starting today, you need to go a step at a time. So you need to get to executive. Executive is you sponsor 2 people. You need to get that first step done. But your overall, and that's why they call this, I believe this is called the Diamond Center here, is you want to get to Diamond. Diamond to me is a license to make money. And why? Because you participate in all the different ways that we're going to talk about. When you get to Diamond, you immediately get a 2%, the computer takes a picture of your whole downline, no matter how many levels. So if you're 22 levels deep, it takes a picture of that and pays you, it starts out a 2% raise. So it's like you go into work tomorrow, wherever you're working, the boss says, and we give you a 2% raise. You say, what's the catch? He says, nothing, just keep doing what you're doing. All right, I like that. All right, now, you promote to double diamond, and you help someone become a diamond in your downline. Now the computer takes a snapshot of that person, and that's called your second generation. The first one's you, second one's your first diamond. Now, this does it by legs. So up here, I told you I had my brother-in-law, I had my best friend, and I had a lady I met there, okay? This lady here, my brother-in-law didn't do anything. My best friend was occupied with real estate, and this lady here started going crazy. So she sponsored a bunch, and she's becoming a new best friend. No, she's doing stuff, so I'm kind of excited about that, and it's growing, and she promotes up. So that's that leg there. So it would snapshot generational, and I would get paid on that 4%. So whatever I got the unilevel, but if she had stuff way deep too, I got this in addition. So it's a hybrid because here's one piece, here's the next piece that lays over. Now, again, I'm excited about that. I'm getting 4. If I personally sponsored her, I got an extra 5. So I'm getting 9%. So let's say this lady's got 20,000 in volume. I'm getting 9% of that. Now, what happens is somebody out of her leg will start going crazy, and they'll become a diamond. All right? Now, she's a diamond, and it was taking a snapshot of the whole thing. Once she starts going, this is another generational. I think a generational, like, you know, you have the person, they have their sons, that's one generation. The sons have their sons, that's your grandkids, that's another generational. We pay down, is it 4 generationals? We pay down 4 generationals. Now again, we got to stop somewhere or the percent would go higher than what the companies make it. So we go 4 generationals. So this would break off now, you wouldn't get 9 of the whole thing, you'd get 9 of this, and then this would be a separate one, and I think the 3rd generation you're getting 2%. So now you'd get 2 on this stuff, that was your stuff. You would get 9 of your first diamond, and then where her diamond broke off, that would break away, but you'd get 2% of that. And this person now is getting the generational on that, which would be the 4, and if it was personal, another 5. So you're seeing some overlay there, unilevel, but if it gets too deep, you can pick it up on generationals. But again, if you have one leg that's going crazy, then pretty soon you'd be out of generationals. Now, generationals go for every leg. So for me, my brother-in-law here didn't do anything for the first few months. I thought, you know, this guy, how did I get a brother-in-law that's a dud? That's what I was thinking. But, you know, he was busy in life. I call it transition. Something will happen in transition. Today you're not interested. Tomorrow you're driving to work. Now your car's making a funny noise. You're thinking, where am I coming up with $5 grand? And now you're interested. Or today you're happy. Tomorrow the boss says, guess what? We're laying off half the force. And you're like, wow, what's that thing that guy was just telling me about? So to me this was like popcorn. I just put the message out. When they're ready, they would come. So now if he gets busy, I would get 4 generationals out of that leg. And same thing here, I said, best friend was in, you know, after he saw me making some money, you know, and I realized your family and friends are the ones that know you best. They're like, okay, you've tried 4 other things, it's never worked, how do I know this is the one? You're saying, this is the one. Or they're saying, you just got out of school, or you're not even out of school, how do you know? And you're like, I know. So they're watching you, now you start getting a few checks, that gets people's attention the most. You know, when they see, you know, I had a guy, I'll never forget that, he had a picture of what his goal was. It was a sharp car. I can't remember what it was. It was a really sharp car. He had a wife. She'd come home and say, you're never going to buy that. And every morning, he'd get up, shave, look at that. He bought the car. He got up the next morning, went in to shave. There was a picture of a diamond ring on his mirror. So, you know, she went from being the non-believer to now she was like, okay, this thing's working. Let's put some other goals up here. So, you know, you never know when these people are going to start popping and start going. So when that would happen, then I'd get generations down here too. So positive, Unilevel, we're getting paid on this. If people broke away, you had ways of making money as we went here. To me, Generationals is a talent scout. You get a good person here, you can make up to 9% on theirs. So that's exciting. You can be out there and say, I might not be good at this, but I'm good at knowing people, and I'm just going to be a talent scout to get good people. All right, the third thing there now is our CAB bonuses. Now, CAB stands for Customer Acquisition Bonus. And I'm very excited about this because we had this in the company I was in, and this is where some serious money can be made. All right, you get to Diamond. All right, takes you at least five that you've personally sponsored, that you've gotten over here to Diamond, you've taken care of the qualifications. So you've now gotten to Diamond. We'll go to a different color. The computer draws a line and says, you are now a Diamond. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You sponsored 5 people. When you're a Diamond and you sponsor a new person, the computer's going to code that to you as a Diamond. So it means when you sponsor someone now, and you go out and help them get their first 2 loyal customers, and they're on the ownership, they're a product of the product, our Fast Start pays back how much? $100. All right? So all these that got qualified, you were getting $100 on. Now you do the exact same thing, it still pays you $100 in Fast Start, but it pays you the Diamond bonus, which is $80. So what happened there now is, again, you're doing the same thing, you're just sponsoring someone new. But instead of 100, you get 180. It gets better here now because, and you're also getting the Unilevel money now. It's still in your Unilevel, still in ULAG, so it's generational. So now this person goes out, sponsors 5 people. Let's say they call you and say, come over to my house. I'm going to do a meeting for 5 people. You go, I'll come help you. And they go, really? You go, yeah. Because what's happening here? If they sign up, they have a meeting of 5. If they each sign up, this person is making the $100 Fast Start. You are making the $80 coding money. So if they sign up 5 people, they got potential of getting $500 as they each qualify. You get $80 for each one. You make $400. You guys are high-fiving going, that's a great night. Now, they know a person, they go, yeah, but they live in Kalamazoo. That's an hour away. I know you don't want to drive there, but they're going to have 10 people there. And sponsoring new people. All right? You go to Double Diamond. Now, what happens here is this code, you go, well, do I get this over here? No, it starts a new line and a new person you bring in. So it motivates you to get more people in your team. And these people are coded to who helped you get started. Just like now, you go, this person goes to Diamond. They want to work with their new people. You want to keep working with these because they're all worth $88. This is where you'll hear people traveling. You know, I'm using Chris again. Carla just got back from Calgary. You know, she gets in a plane, runs over there because it's intercoded lines here. You know, if there was 100 people at the boot camp that Saturday, and then they went somewhere the next day and had another 100 people. You know, Carla's not seeing faces now. She's seeing 80, no, or I shouldn't say that. We're taping it. They'll say she's not really seeing that, but she's not. It's not getting by her. All right, she goes Double Diamond. Double Diamond means now. Let's go to a different color here. Double Diamond. Computer draws the line again and says, hey, you sponsor you people, instead of the 80, they're going to give you 100 Fast Start, 80 of the Diamond money, and what's it, is it 40? 40 for the next one. So you're getting the 100 Fast Start, 120 in the coding now. So this person sponsors another one, they get the 100 Fast Start, you're now getting the 120s. So if somebody has 5 people in a room, would you go help them? They got one person you're going. You're getting more than the Fast Start money to the person that knows them. See, and this is where it gets fun. Because it may not be who you know. It's who you know, and they know, and they know, and they might be a superstar. And now if a person turns Diamond, they'll get the $80, but this thing can go on forever. This 120 drives deep. And if you get some Diamonds and they split off some Generationals, they may take the 80s, but then you get the difference, which is 40. Then you go to Triple Diamond. How many? We got Triple Diamonds in here. So how much is that?
Another 15.
That's another 15. So now instead of 120, you're getting 135, and it goes all the way up to Ambassador, which is 150. We've got presidentials in here. We got doubles, triples. We got a little bit of everything. What's that mean? It means, and why do we do this? It's good. Where are we at as a company right now? We're in the building stage. We're not in the stage where I say, come work hard for 2 months and you're set for life. I want people that are hungry right now. You know, I'm hungry. I don't want to go, we easily could go live somewhere nice and warm and play golf every day. But I'm in the stage of, I'm hungry. I got a big appetite right now. Let's see how big we can take this company. The last company I was in, they went to over $1 billion. I mean, they went from, it was kind of funny in the beginning, it was like, as they were making money, it was important for the limo rides, it was important how people were picking you up, then a couple bought planes, and someone bought a helicopter. I went down and visited him in Dallas. I'm at the Anatole, and we're going to go play golf. And I'm thinking, I wonder how he said, I'll pick you up at the hotel. I'm thinking, all right, limo, what's he going to come in, state car? He came with his helicopter. He landed in front of the hotel. We go out with our clubs. They treat you different when you land on a golf course in a helicopter. I mean, it was a great experience. Now, Dallas, we don't have that here. Their 5 o'clock traffic's pretty crazy. In a helicopter, you're like, wow, look at that traffic. They're really backed up. And you land on the helipad. I mean, it was different life experiences. That's where we're headed now. We're headed first is just be able to pay your bills. Then it's get financially free. Then it's the toys that you want to do. And then it starts being give back and how you can help other people. But right now, we're in that let's grow. So I don't want you to do one thing and then retire. I want to motivate you to keep building your business. And that's why, I'll teach here, do what it takes to get to diamond. People will say to me, do you stack under other people? And I'll say, I don't like to do that, because if you get too deep, let's say you put a hot shot in here that puts 30 people in, and you put it under 3 different people, you're out of the unilevel pretty quick. So I like to keep things up close, so I'm maximizing the unilevel, and I'm maximizing generationals, and coating money will go deep anyway. So my theory here is do what it takes to get to diamond. If you've got to help a few people because maybe it's your brother and your sister working together, or working under your mom, or it's your neighborhood working together, or it's your 4 best friends and you want everybody stacked to work together, fine. But if it's you just being generous trying to help this person, what I have found is you'll want it more than sometimes the people will. You got to wait till they want it themselves. You give them people isn't going to make the difference. So I say keep going wide. But do what it takes to get to diamond. Then once you get to diamond, certainly go wide, because every time you go wide, you're starting another coating bonus, another generational leg that can drive long, and you're maximizing the unilevels. Now, I haven't said anything about car money there. I mean, you can go out and get loyal customers and get your car bonus. A lot of you in this room have done that. Your fast starts are there. But I'm really talking the guts that develops people that want to be financially free. And the guts is getting it up high, letting this unilevel grow. When I look at checks right now, most people are split pretty good with unilevel and generationals. They're just starting to get coating money. And coating is what I had that was huge. And Burns's are getting that pretty good. They had the highest of the coating money. Everybody leaders coating money was like 5, 6, 7 grand. Now we're starting to get 18, 20 grand, along with your generationals, along with your unilevel money. That's why you're seeing monies that are jumping 30 grand, 40 grand, and starting to really climb in the company. I love it because our leadership's new, and yet in this economy, that's strong money. And what I like is we're building a foundation, so it's not a 1-month spike. I think since March, everyone's money's been pretty steady. It's either growing or it's been steady, and that's exciting for me because you're not like, well, is it 0 or 30 grand this month? It's staying up there pretty strong. So hybrid, unilevel, generational, cap bonus. I teach go wide because you're maximizing all the different pays. And it's taken away from, again, I watch this stuff happen. Here's you, and you're thinking, wow, they just need 1 person. You put it on the 4th level. They sponsor 2, and then that person sponsors 70 people. It's on your 8th level, and you're like, oh, I'm not getting any of that. And whereas you brought it up here, all of a sudden, it's just greater that you're maximizing what the plan is. All right, let's tear it apart a little bit. Let's dig in on a few questions.
Well, I got, out of that, I got that one quote for sure. Do what it takes to get to diamond, and then build wide. Do you have any kind of, I guess you're kind of pointing at it. Do you have any kind of little rules that you go by? I don't place anybody more than 2 levels deep. I don't place anybody more than 3. If it's a lead that I got, a cold, completely new person, I'm not going to place them. I don't care who needs to promote this month. I'm not going to place them more than 3 levels deep.
There's too much potential that seed, you don't know what it's going to do. It could be that next big leader in a company, and we're young enough that we don't even know who all our leaders are yet. So you take that. Now, I will once in a while, if that lead is from Arizona, and I've got someone 2 levels deep that's a great leader in Arizona, and I know I don't have time to go out and help them, I might place something like that just to get them help, know they're supported, but know I'm getting the coding money. I might place them under, but keep the enrollment. That's really the only time. It's not to help someone promote. It might be if it works better for a group working together. If it's someone's mother, and I find out that she doesn't know her daughter's in, and she's on my 2nd level, I'm like, hey, I need to tell you this. You know, that maybe something like that. But general rule, just like you said, I don't like to do that. It doesn't help people. I've watched it over and over. It really, you know, I'll work with people to find the leads. I'm not saying be greedy. I'll say, you know, Ben, let's do a party together, and let's do an advertisement. Whoever comes, we'll split it 50-50. Or hey, let's work together this BNI, and you know, we'll help each other. And the first 3 come under you or something. I'll do stuff like that. But like Nathan's saying, if it's just a cold lead, and you look down and say, hey, I'm just going to be nice to this guy 4 levels deep, I wouldn't do that. This is a business too. I mean, it's fun. You're working with people, but it's your business. And I've seen too many times that, you know, Jerry Brown for me, the way it came down, ended up on my 5th level. So I made tremendous coding on him, but I didn't make any unilevel. And then I had a guy in my 1st level that came right away, so I didn't get any coding money, and yet my unilevel blew up. And I always said, you know, I would have liked that guy to have been in my coding, and I would have liked Jerry to have been on my 1st level. But, you know, you don't always get that, but that's why you try to maximize that.